Hey y'all, just got this in from LaserLyte. It's a side mount laser for the Ruger LCP model CK-AMF. So I'm going to take it out of the package and we're going to take it and stick it on this Ruger. I'm going to show you how it goes and then we'll test it out and see how it works. So stay tuned. So here we are. I'm going to put the LaserLyte on. Going to have everything laid out. Got a 1/8 punch, the hammer, little plastic, one of the plastic punches with it, but I use that to set under the gun. Makes it a little bit easier. And here are the screw set and Allen wrenches. Here's the box. These are other Allen wrenches. This is for windage, stuff like that. There's also a little adjuster here. If you have the, let me look it up so I don't tell you the name of the Celtic. Little adjuster thing there for Celtic. I guess they're a little bit different. This comes with 4 batteries here. So let's go ahead, put this on. First off, we're going to take the magazine out. Clear the gun. Gun's good. First you start, you punch this pin out. You take one of these and stick it in. Alright, then you take on this side, punch this pin out. Make sure real quick I'm doing the right pin. Yes, that is the pin. Set that aside. Take this one. Notice I'm sticking this in from the opposite side. This side here has a little Allen wrench hole. The other side is where this screw goes into. So we're going to put it from. We're going to stick it in the hole on the opposite side of where the laser mount is. It's very simple, very straightforward. Anybody can do this. Alright, so then to make sure it's nice and snug and tight, we're going to put an Allen wrench on both sides. If I can get it in there. And give it a good turn. Make sure it's really tight. For some reason this short one here doesn't like to stick in there well. Alright. If you have an extra set of Allen wrenches at home, you know, a nice set or something, you might want to grab them. Alright. So there we go, that's pretty much it. Your on and off switch is right here. If you hold it down, you get a strobe. There's that. hold it down for 5 seconds. And now you get the strobing one. Oops. There we go. So now there's the strobe. One more time is off. On. So then if you hold it for 5 seconds to get the strobe, every time you turn it on and off, it's going to have the strobe. So if you want the solid, then you can switch it back. It's pretty simple. I like this because you can still keep your finger at the ready and the laser's still on. So even when you're not on target, or excuse me, when you don't have your finger in the trigger well or on the trigger, when you're squeezing it, when you're holding it at the ready, it's still on. Your finger doesn't obstruct the laser. In fact, it kind of has a nice little perch right below it. And as flat as this is, I'm guessing, I haven't stuck it in yet, but I'm guessing it's going to fit pretty well in the holsters. So that's it for installation. Then we're going to take this puppy to the range and give it a try. After shooting my LaserLyte a few times on my LCP, I kind of wanted to give a follow-up, final verdict. I have to say I'm quite impressed. It's a very nice product. It's about roughly half the price of a Crimson Trace, so you're getting a really good value on it. Unfortunately, every time I go to fire it, despite the fact that the last few weeks it's done nothing but rain and been overcast, every time I get a window of opportunity to go shooting is like really bright outside, the sun is bearing down. So I've been shooting it in light conditions, and at times it does get a little bit hard to see, but that's to be expected in broad daylight. I'm pretty confident if I were to shoot it indoors, and I'm hoping in the next few weeks I might get a chance to take it to an indoor range. But if I were to use it for self-defense in my home, I'm pretty confident that it would be very visible and be a great asset to have. As it was in broad daylight, as you can see from the video, I did quite well with it. It took a second or two longer to acquire. Maybe not a second, but it took a little bit longer to acquire than it would in lower light conditions. But as I said, overall I was impressed. I did have an issue. It was kind of weird, and I don't know if I bumped it or what happened, but after one string of fire it did start blinking, like the intermittent setting that I showed earlier in the video. It did start blinking on its own, and I'm not sure why. Like I said, I don't know if I bumped it or what happened. But other than that, that one issue, it seemed very durable. I didn't have any issues. It didn't turn on and off. I've had in the past some cheaper no-name lasers. I'm not going to mention brands. Like I said, it's a cheaper laser, and it would shut off, it would turn on with the recoil of the firearm. But with this, I didn't have that issue at all. Like I said, I did have it go intermittent for a while, but it never did shut off, so that's good. But it's very durable, very rugged. I put it on here pretty tight, so I didn't have any, it didn't come loose or anything like that. As far as holstering, I did have a problem with my concealed carry holster. It didn't quite fit since it's on the side, so that's something you want to take into consideration. The one I have is crossbreed holster, and it was a little tight. It did fit, but it didn't fit perfectly. But I do believe that that's something, once you own a LaserLyte, I'm sure you could contact crossbreed holsters and they would form it for you. I'm sure, don't quote me on that, you would have to ask them, but I'm sure they would. So it's not really a huge issue. You know, any of the other holsters I've used work fine. The fabric ones, the soft side ones, didn't have any issue with those. So it's a good product, check it out. It's a very reasonable price for a LaserLyte, or for a laser, weapons mounted laser. So go ahead and check them out. It's LaserLyte, and this one here is on my Ruger LCP. Semper Fi.